Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpole and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 121 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Chipper Van Stratton. Alongside me is Rodney Newpole. With Cousin Con's jersey in the background, has become the new staple of his office. Rodney, happy Tuesday. How are you?
What's up, man? Doing well. And here we are. We are in between wild card and divisional rounds, and I can say most of the football that was played this weekend was pretty good. Good. I feel like the NFL may have whiffed on the primetime Sunday and Monday night football games, but I don't know. I mean, I get why they did it. I know that's going to happen, but those last two were the worst two, Sunday night and Monday night.
Yeah, and wasn't even close.
No.
We had the first four games were all thrillers that came down to the final few seconds, under 2 minutes. Like it was. I mean, the first three, the winning team scored the go-ahead touchdown with less than 2 minutes to go. And then, the Eagles obviously had a chance. They were driving down the field on Sunday. And then, the Patriots-Chargers game was low scoring. Wasn't particularly – I didn't feel like either team played well. I thought the Chargers were just horrendous. And then yesterday was again, like both teams didn't play well. Like the Texans probably could have won that game by about 40 points.
Yes.
If CJ Stroud didn't actively decide to sabotage his team. But still, then the Steelers were just that pathetic and awful. And here we are. So 8 teams left, and obviously we're going to talk a lot of NFL wildcard weekend divisional preview. We do have a national championship. Rodney's Miami Hurricanes, my Indiana Hoosiers. I'm leaning into it, man. Those are my Hoosiers. Those are my guys.
That's fine.
Well.
I mean, you were on it mid-season about how they were very poorly handicapped. And,
right. Do you think in hindsight they should have been more than like 6.5 point favorites against Rutgers?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably. The dismantling they put on the Oregon Ducks was very impressive.
Yeah, that game ended on the first play.
Yeah.
First play.
Yeah, not great.
It was over.
Not great for the Ducks.
It's going to be a great game on Monday, and obviously we're going to talk a lot more about it probably on Thursday, but at least give some insights. And I know you have some baseball thoughts to get to a little bit later on. Plus, and I don't know what time officially you want to unveil this, but I was told by you that we have some Bears trivia and a giveaway later on in the show.
Yeah, I'm going to give one trivia question. It is a Chicago Bears trivia question, and the first to respond in the comments with the correct answer is going to win. They're going to win. I've obviously talked about this before. I am able to supply some jerseys. I have a distributor I work with that I've worked with for many years, and every once in a while I'll give one or two away. Just it helps business, hopefully, and. I'm going to give one away tonight. We're going to see if anybody out there gets the trivia question right. The only giveaway the only hint I gave is Chicago Bears trivia. So good luck.
What time you want to do that?
I don't know. Whatever time we stop, sometime between 9:10 and 9:30. They're going to have to stay tuned. It might be 9:10. It might be 9:30. I'm just going to stop us and say, let's do the trivia question.
Just middle of one of our thoughts. Trivia time.
Yep, maybe.
That's how I want you to do it. No. All right. Well, in the meantime, while you decide when to totally derail the show with Bears trivia, as we sort of mentioned here, putting the Wild and Wild Card Weekend, a really entertaining group of NFL games. I mean, we could start a number of directions here. I know betting wise, and we'll get to best bets for betting. It wasn't the most predictable weekend, particularly for one Rodney Newpel, but that's okay.
Yeah,
But
not
like
great.
Saturday, I mean, we could start with the Bears game. Like maybe for a lot of people, it was a surprise, but for people like us that have been watching the Bears all season, nothing about that fourth quarter was surprising. And plus, like it was the combination of the Bears are a totally incompetent piss football team for the first three quarters of a football game. Like that's pretty much par for the course. I was looking in three of their last four games, so not the 49ers game in week 17, but week 16 against the Packers, week 18 against the Lions, and the wild card against the Packers. They've scored a total combined number of 9 points in quarters 1 through 3 of all those games. 9.
That's not good. And I mean, eventually, like somebody's going to take advantage of that. It could be the Los Angeles Rams. It could be the San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, or whoever they play in the Super Bowl. But like, that's going to come back to bite them at some point, right?
In theory, but are we sure? So like, and I was just going to say, so it's like the Bears there, that combined ridiculousness mixed in with the Packers, who, by the way, since Micah Parsons went down, winless.
Yeah.
Winless. 0-5.
Yeah.
0-5.
Not a good
they were 9-3-1 with Micah Parsons. He lost or he went down. They lost all 4 of their remaining regular season games and the wild card game, which is obviously, like, Micah Parsons in there makes a huge difference for them. I mean, we were talking about them being a Super Bowl team, and without him, we could see the difference. But like the Packers also, especially in the last 7 years under Matt LaFleur, they've had their fair share of playoff heartbreaks and disappointments and an inability to close out games. So it was just the perfect storm of what we've really seen from both of these teams this season. And it culminated in just a ridiculous 18-point comeback. The Bears scored 25 of their 31 points in the fourth quarter. I got to say this, for as much flack as we give Caleb Williams, the fourth down play was maybe the best throw that certainly of the weekend and one of the best throws that I've seen from any quarterback in the entire season to extend the game against his body. It amazes me how he can seemingly make those, like, across his body, being pressured, running opposite direction, throws down the sideline, but a clean pocket, he's wildly inaccurate. He cannot function when things are going well. It is only when the play breaks down, when there's so much pressure, that he can just make something happen. And like, that is an impressive quality. But as you mentioned early on, it's like, how long can that actually last? Like, is that sustainable? In theory, no, but this season has been unlike any we've ever seen.
Yeah, no, it is wild to think about that. And I think I mentioned on that fourth down play, I was like, okay, that was kind of generational, right? Like, we make fun of the generational Caleb Williams, and that was kind of a generational play. They were still down 2 scores at that time, which obviously they got it to within 1 score and then got the ball back and ended up winning the game. But like, that play is not made. They're not playing this weekend. Like that, the game's going to be over. Like, they're running out of time at that point. So impressive. But you're right. Like, he misses some wide open layups sometimes.
I mean, you saw the stats throughout the game. He is the bottom of the league in completion percentage.
Yeah,
he was 50% again against Green Bay. Like, he had 361 yards and 2 touchdowns, but 50% completion rate. Had a couple interceptions, like a QBR of 37. Like, the numbers are just not good. But it's one of those things where you watch him in those fourth quarters and you see it, and you're like, you understand how he was the number 1 pick, how he was getting the generational label that you and I like to make fun of. And even if he's not, like, going to become the next Mahomes or Josh Allen. Like you see that there's more talent in this person than any Bears quarterback has had ever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. It's there, and and the combination of that with Ben Johnson, obviously, kind of figuring out what he can and can't do. But like Ben Johnson's job now is to like make sure he does do better with his layups, right? Like because he can't teach that fourth down play. Like that's not teachable. That's not something you teach. That just it's instincts and it's athleticism. Now, as we see with like Lamar and some of those guys, like his ability to scramble might decrease over the years, but he's
what
Ben's job is to get him back on schedule with the correct passes when he's more open.
Yeah. He's such an interesting quarterback because I honestly remember how many times he was sacked last year?
Yes, like 68.
Right. Honestly, the pressure that he faces, it feels very similar, but yet I feel like I never see him actually get sacked now.
Yeah, no, he decreased his sacks big time this year, and obviously that's a huge key because you get sacked on first down, now you're looking at 2nd and 22. And you're basically just trying to get those 10 yards back so you can set up a punt. So, but you're right. You're right. It's amazing the one year to year two. The difference in his ability to escape the sack.
Real quick on the Packers side, it sounds like they're keeping Matt LaFleur. I mean, the good news for Green Bay is that, and I don't know if this is good news is the right term, but like they have the built-in excuse now of saying, hey, our season totally changed when Micah Parsons went down.
Yeah.
They went from a team that could have very easily been the 2 seed, and they could have been the ones hosting the Bears. And maybe it's a different game completely, but instead they're the 7 seed. They limp into the playoffs. There's injuries and they suffer that loss. But like, if you're the Packers, are you looking at it and saying, hey, like we've sort of hit our ceiling with LaFleur, or are you willing to look at the first 10 games that they had or 13 games and say, hey, that's actually who we are with Parsons, that we can still win a Super Bowl as currently constructed?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're obviously going to look to extend him. So here I am saying, you look at next year and maybe next year the deciding year. They could let him go after next year if something very similar happens. But I'm not necessarily surprised that LaFleur is coming back. I really just thought he strongly mismanaged a lot of that game on Saturday against the Bears, and I really thought that could cost him. And I honestly wondered if he may look to go. I know he had that connection with Atlanta, Matt Ryan there in Atlanta, and with all the openings now, if he was like, you know what, let me try somewhere else. But yeah, no, I'm not overly surprised, but 9 openings, and we'll get to that here in a bit, but 9 openings now in the NFL.
It's funny. I was texting my buddy. I was like, 9 openings. That's incredible. That's got to be a record. And I looked it up. No, there was 10 in 2022. 10 new coaches in the NFL just 4 years ago.
Yeah, not that long ago. And but I mean, and there's obviously there could be a 10th, could be an 11th here still this year. I'm not necessarily speculating that there will be, but like there are still 8 teams playing. You wouldn't think any of those would let go, but maybe
I would be surprised. I guess, were you going to say the Bills?
Yeah, but what if the Packers and LaFleur kind of hit a stalemate here with trying to extend him, and they're like, you know what, and in the process somebody gets ticked off about it. What if the Packers severely try to underpay? I don't know if that's the right word, but mostly disrespect Matt, and Matt Ryan calls LaFleur and says, hey, you want to come on over to Atlanta? And suddenly LaFleur leaves the Packers job. That would be a 10th. Now, obviously the 9th would be filled by Atlanta, but I don't know. We're not done yet. I know the process certainly isn't done because none of them have hired him yet. Yeah.
And you're right. Like the way that this coaching cycle has gone, we could very well get another opening here. You just never know. Rams Panthers, just real quick there. That kind of went how I thought it would.
Yeah.
I mean, for whatever reason, the Panthers just seem to play the Rams really tough, and we've talked about it with the Rams all year that they've had a problem sort of playing down to their opponents a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm impressed by the Panthers. I'm curious to see what direction they go next year. It's a super winnable division, but yeah, Rams survived that one, and I feel like Stafford was also battling an injury. I think he is dealing with a little something in his hand or.
I mean, the cliche thing to say right now is everybody in the NFL is kind of battling an injury, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, God, Josh Allen's playing at maximum 50% capacity.
Yeah. They said he got to practice on Monday and was like sore as all could be. And I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
And, at this point, everybody's banged up. And unfortunately, we go back to the Bears. They lost two guys that are pretty important in that game, in that win over the Packers that, a lot of people necessarily aren't talking about. But like,
yeah. So Ozzie Trapillo, the left tackle, is he out?
Yeah, they're both out. Yeah.
So yeah, who's the second one?
Was it
linebacker, right?
Yeah. I don't remember the name, but yeah, they lost two starters in that game, and you're going up against a Rams team that probably going to score.
Yeah.
And so
our buddy Jim Matson was mentioning this too. I mean, these are two offenses that are very, very good. Defenses that haven't really been the best at getting stops, and the over-under right now is only 48.5. Now, granted, it's the highest of the 4 games, and maybe that there's the weather that's factoring in. It's supposed to be dastardly cold on Sunday evening, but like these teams should score. They should.
They should. Yeah. They should score. It may come down to red zone defense. Which team can get a stop in the red zone, because like you look at the Rams and they have all sorts of options. They have you got Puka and Devonta to start, and you also have a whole slew of tight ends that can get open and score. And then Kyren Williams, not bad. So and then the Bears, they've shown that they can find ways to score. So I think it could come down to red zone defense.
All right, Sunday, just real quick recap of the wild card games. I guess we'll get the Chargers Patriots out of the way. I had told you last week that the Chargers offensive line was bad, but the Patriots defensive line wasn't that great either. But I really underestimated how awful the Chargers offensive line was, because the Patriots looked like the greatest pass rush I've ever seen.
Obviously the Joe Alt injury was big, but like they needed more than just Joe Alt back.
But like like when they do the little introductions on NBC and it has a little Pro Football Focus grades, like every single guy, like the center was 41st out of 41. Like the left guard was 39th out of 40. Like it was like these guys are like, all of them are the bottom of the barrel in the league. Yeah. And it's just like, you could tell it was, it was brutal, but yeah, so that game, I'm a little disappointed with that, but Patriots took care of business. Bills Jaguars, I know that you were out, kind of missed a good portion of that one, but I mean, back and forth game. I thought Jags played him really well, but Josh Allen, I think, just made sort of did what Mahomes used to do the last few years, and just like made the plays happen when he needed to. It was very impressive. Jaguars got killed by a couple turnovers. Lawrence had a couple interceptions, which, like, he's been doing a good job of not doing the last couple months when Jacksonville was winning games, but 2 interceptions, it killed them.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody's surprised necessarily that Buffalo won necessarily. I mean, right? But and definitely nobody's surprised at how Buffalo won. Like, if Buffalo is going to win, it is going to be literally Josh saying, okay, get on my back and let's go. He's going to have – I mean, they're not going to win a 10-7 slugfest. They're not going to win that type of game where the defense carries them, or James Cook goes for 100. But now you look at Buffalo, and again, we're going to talk about early divisional thoughts here soon. But they've lost 2 receivers in the last 2 weeks. They had Shavers out this week. Palmer went out, and so it's down to like Brandon Cooks, Keon Coleman, and Khalil Shakir. Like, but does it matter?
And the tight ends. And the tight ends.
Who are both good.
Yeah. My favorite game of the weekend, of course, happened in Philadelphia. The 49ers. 23-19. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here, I promise. But like that Eagles offense should not be as incompetent as what it's been for many weeks this year. Like, I don't know how many yards they ended up getting in the second half of that game, but like, it was what was it? Week 17 against Buffalo, where like Jalen Hurts didn't have any passing yards for an entire second half. Like, it was only a little bit better. Only a little bit better against the 49ers. And the 49ers like are so injury depleted, and the Eagles were 5.5-point favorite. We both thought they would win. And it's pretty embarrassing for Philadelphia, and no surprise the offensive coordinator's gone. And yeah, you have to just wonder, like, what's the future with AJ Brown? Had 4 drops. Just brutal.
Yeah, and obviously Sirianni didn't help himself, and we joke and laugh about that all the time. And you knew somebody else was going to be the scapegoat for this, and that's the offensive coordinator. And it is interesting. The Eagles have had 5 offensive coordinators in 5 years, like literally a new one each year, which can't be easy. I'm not gonna like throw Nick a bone here. It can't be easy. But they didn't look good all year. Like Saquon started the year like, okay, what's going on here, and never got going. So that's unfortunate. But I like watching San Francisco. That's a fun 49er squad.
It was brought to my attention that Brock Purdy in his career has 2 postseason losses. One of them was one was in the NFC Championship against Philadelphia, where early on in the first quarter he got hurt and literally was unable to throw the football, so had to come out of the game. And the second was in the Super Bowl, where he left the field in overtime with the lead and then didn't touch the football again after that.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's the guy that we always like. I don't know how good he is, but he just finds ways. And
I think I'm ready to say, like, Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. He is. He's not a system guy. Like, ever since he came back for San Francisco, he's been great. I mean, his leading receiver. So the 3 leading receivers were Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, who's a running back, and then his fullback Kyle Juszczyk. Like, and then now George Kittle's dead, and it's going to be Jake Tongas and Juwan Jennings and Luke Farrell, and finds a way, and he's a good quarterback, and I'm glad that he's starting to get recognition and some respect.
All right, it's trivia time.
Yes, it is.
It's trivia time. All right, I'm going to ask a trivia question. You got to go to the comments section. Hopefully we have some answers here. If not, we can just show that nobody's listening to that. But it says 62 people are on. But all right, so go to the comments section. You give your answer. First correct answer wins. I will get a hold of you after the show and let you know how to redeem your winnings. Here is tonight's trivia question. And I said it would involve the Chicago Bears, and it does. The question is, who was the last member of the Chicago Bears to score in a Super Bowl? Score a touchdown in a Super Bowl. Who was the last Chicago Bear to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl? That is your trivia question. Go to the comments, put your answer in. First correct answer is our winner. Tim, do you know this answer?
I have a guess. But I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Well, no. My first thought. I'll tell you once we get the answer of what my thought process was. I had a name, but I know it's not it.
Yeah. Well, we can go along with the show here, and while we're waiting for answers, if I come up with the correct answer, then I will put it on there. I'm not going to sit here and wait for answers, but yes, that is the question. Who was the last Chicago Bear to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl? All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the divisional round thoughts.
Yeah, so divisional round is as follows. You were right, by the way. They did put the Bears on Sunday evening, so I got to give you props to that. I believe so. We got a guess here from Trevor that says Devin Hester. That was my first guess, but I was like, he scored the opening kickoff for a touchdown in the Super Bowl, but I feel like the Bears might have scored a touchdown after that.
Yes,
but I can't remember for the life of me who it would have been.
Okay, well, we'll keep going.
So divisional round Saturday, Bills at Broncos. I'm very, very much looking forward to that game. Denver's a 1.5 point favorite at home. 49ers Seahawks. This is the biggest spread of the weekend. Seattle -7.5. Do we have a winner?
We do.
Do we count it even though his name's not Mushin?
It's good. It's Mushin, but
right. We'll count it.
So it's H
Mushin
before S. But yes, Mushin Muhammad scored a touchdown from Rex Grossman in the first quarter of the game. If you remember correctly, you mentioned Devin Hester 92-yard kickoff. This is against the Colts in 2007. Then Reggie Wayne scored a touchdown. The kick was no good. It was 7-6 Bears. Mushin Muhammad came away with a 4-yard touchdown reception from Rex Grossman to make it 14-6. And at that point, it then became all Indianapolis as Dominic Rhodes scored a touchdown. Vinatieri kicked a couple field goals. And late in the game, 56-yard touchdown interception by Kelvin Hayden as the Colts won the game 29-19. So I believe that's Chad. I believe it's Chad that is our winner. I will get with you and let you know what your how to redeem your prize. But thank you for playing trivia tonight.
Chad, way to go.
Yes, sir.
I could not think of. I mean, I was like, was it Thomas Jones? Like that was a name that came to me after Devin Hester. Was Thomas Jones on the Super Bowl team?
I think so, yeah.
Well, now, Rodney, I need to take a trip down memory lane and look at the 2006 Chicago Bears. But anyway, before I do that, so between Bills, Broncos, 49ers, Seahawks on Saturday, which one of those two are you more looking forward to?
Bills game. I'm fascinated to see what Josh Allen can do and if he can get over the AFC hump with no his biggest rivals not playing in it. Going on the road, they'd have to win 3 road games. In order of interest, I'm going to go Bears first. That's the most interesting game to me.
Yeah.
Homer. Yeah, notorious Chicago.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
Because you are a well-documented former Rams fan. 10 years ago yesterday, as you and I texted about, 10 years ago yesterday was the day that they officially moved to LA. Today, by the way, was the 9-year anniversary of Sean McVay getting hired.
Yeah, good hire.
Which, I would say so. Worked out. Okay. You also are a Chicago sports hater in every sense. However, your relationship with the Bears the last year and a half has really changed because you are just purely using them for your own financial interests with season tickets, with jerseys. Who are you rooting for? Just as a fan.
Rams.
So it is your feelings about the Rams, like your negative feelings about the old St. Louis Rams, like it's all gone. Feels like a new team. I know you like McVay, Puka, and all those guys. So Rams on Sunday.
Yeah, Rams. But as far as my interest in the game, I'm going to go Rams, Bears, number 1. I'm going to go Bills, Broncos, number 2. I'm going to go San Francisco, Seattle, 3 for me, which puts the Texans, Patriots last.
I might honestly have the exact same order as you. Yeah. Texans, Patriots. I'm fascinated because neither of those teams I thought played particularly well, but because of the incompetence of their opponents, their defenses looked really good. But Houston's defense is freaking incredible. Houston's defense is really, really good. So I'd be interested to see how that game's going to. I mean, New England's a 3-point favorite. The total's only 40.5, which is very low for a wild card or for a divisional round game.
Yeah.
So I'd be very curious about that. But that speaks to it. I'm still going to watch. I'm still. It's got to see how it's going to go. But I would say that that's comfortably 4th in the level of interest.
I'm very curious about San Francisco, Seattle, because and we're going to make picks Thursday, but I don't know, man. I think San Francisco can go to Seattle and win. And I listen. I know 2 weeks ago Seattle absolutely crushed San Francisco. I get it. But like Kyle Shanahan's going to have something figured out here. He's going to have a better game plan. He's going to have a few things figured out. So I'm interested in that. We'll talk more about that on Thursday when we make our picks. But I'm not I'm not putting Seattle in Sharpie this early on this one. I think San Francisco's got a real shot.
I'm right there with you. Like Shanahan was brilliant on Sunday. Brock Purdy, as we've discussed, is a very good playoff quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're going to make adjustments to and their first game at Seattle was week 1. 49ers won.
Yeah.
And apparently Seattle, like, I'm sure there's going to be talk about like, oh, home field advantage, but like for whatever reason, the Seahawks have been way better on the road than they have been at home the last couple of years.
Yeah, they're not an elite home team.
No,
and I mean it's going to be loud. Like, don't get me wrong, but like San Francisco is not necessarily going to be intimidated by the Seattle crowd.
Yeah, and the only home teams that won this weekend were the Patriots and the Bears.
Yeah. How about so I don't mind this. People are complaining about the short rest for San Francisco, but I don't mind that because what it has done is it gave Seattle the number 1 seed. It gave them the advantage going against the short rest team, and it gives them the advantage on the other side playing in the NFC title game if they win, where they're playing Saturday to Sunday. And the same thing with the AFC. Like your first game, you are playing with the rest. Your opponent's playing on short rest, and if you win, you have a day of rest over your last opponent. I don't mind it. Short rest sucks in the playoffs, but if they're going to play on Saturday, I don't mind it that way.
No, I mean, why are they talking about the short rest for the 49ers, but not about the Bills? Who are in the exact same situation? Who are they? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been talked about a little bit, both those teams. But again, they're playing against the number 1 seeds. That's my point, is that like you are playing number 1. Like you're supposed to be at a disadvantage. Like your disadvantages are you're going on the road. You're playing on short rest. They have more rest.
Yeah, you are the 6 seeds. In it used to be you would have been the last teams in. Yes. Right? Like, so we don't need to cater the playoffs. So yeah, I'm with you there. I don't really care too much about it from that aspect. Like the teams will be good enough.
Yeah.
They're good enough. It's the playoffs. They'll be good.
And back to the schedule. Like, I don't know. I can't say like I mean, you told me I was right. Congratulations on me being, but like I just had like Chicago, LA just seems to be a perfect fit for Sunday night at 5:30. I don't know. I just thought that all along is like 2 of the biggest markets in the country, going, you've got, the Ben Johnson story, the Bears, their heroics. I mean, that 5:30 time span is going to be, I don't know. We can discuss the ratings, but I think that one's going to be a massive ratings.
Yeah. Of the 4, I'll say Texans Patriots definitely is the worst. That's the ESPN game. So that'll be 4th. Yeah, I think Rams Bears is going to do really well just in that Sunday night slot. I don't know why, but Saturday, like even though it's earlier, I think Bills Broncos is going to outdraw Niners Seahawks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think like me, everybody's interested in Josh Allen. What's he going to do? And and there's interest in Bo Nix, and Denver always Denver seems to have fans all over the place. It seems like
they do.
They do. So yeah, no, I could see that. I would. So in order, do you think it's going to be Chicago, LA, Buffalo, Denver, 1-2?
Yeah, I'd say Bears, Rams, Bears is 1. I'll guess Bills, Broncos 2.
Yeah.
Niners, Seahawks 3. Texas Patriots 4. Which ironically, or I guess not ironically, but that's the exact order that we said that we have interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I think if you asked most football fans, like we're gonna be somewhat aligned there.
Yeah.
With how interested we are in those games. And so we're going to preview these games a little bit more in depth on Thursday night as we get a little bit closer. But wanted to move on here. The coaching carousel, Rodney, it keeps spinning. As you mentioned, 9 openings now with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin parting ways. Tomlin, he wasn't fired. He's still under here's the thing. He's still under contract because all the reports are that if a team wanted to hire him, whether it be this year or even next year, that it would be a situation like with the Saints and Sean Payton, where it would be like a trade where the Steelers own his rights still. So if you wanted to hire Mike Tomlin, it would require draft capital. That certainly changes things a little bit, especially this coaching cycle where you have Harbaugh available and you have Stefanski and like some pretty decent candidates. I'm not surprised about Tomlin. I said it last night. I'm like, see you, Tomlin. Is this it?
Yeah.
And it's kind of felt like this has been what we've been expecting for a while. Sounds like he's going to TV though for the year. I don't know. Is he good on TV? Is he going to be interesting on TV? I mean, they made Saban interesting on TV.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And it's going to be Aaron Rodgers too, right?
I don't see another team in the NFL wanting to sign. Like his only hope was the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now with Tomlin gone, I think that ends.
Yeah, I mean, there's been talk about Minnesota, but like Minnesota to go like guide JJ McCarthy or like teach him and lead him. But like Aaron Rodgers just doesn't strike me as a patient leader, as a guy that'll sit back and watch and be patient with JJ McCarthy. I feel like he's, I don't know. I just don't feel like that's a great role for him. I think he's done. I think he's done. And but knowing Aaron Rodgers, like we're not going to find out until like June.
Yeah, because he's just going to drag it out, and it's going to be a whole thing because he's addicted to being in the news cycle. He's all about his privacy, but yet he constantly wants to be at the center of attention.
Yeah, no, for sure. And he's the guy that is bashing journalists, not the fake journalist on Twitter and stuff. But yet he wants to come on and talk about how to be the healthy and if you should be vaccinated or not and things like that on TV. So,
he's done a great job to destroy his fantastic reputation all in like the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like I was a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I don't even care about like the vaccination stuff. I just think that he's one of those guys who thinks he's a lot smarter than he actually is.
Correct.
Yeah, but I think he'll have a lot of time to just watch YouTube conspiracy videos because I think he's done playing.
Yeah.
So he'll be done there. Yeah. So the latest, Rodney, I don't know how much you've been keeping up to date. Yeah, it sounds like the John Harbaugh thing might actually extend past the weekend now. Like that's what some people are saying, but I don't know, man. Like if I'm a team like the Giants, and God, I'm hearing so much about all the full court press that they're doing where you got Chris Mara going to John's house in Baltimore, and you have Brian Dable calling to be like, yeah, I had a great time there, Jackson Dart, and like all this stuff. The second you get John Harbaugh in the building, you don't let him leave. No. So I have a tough time seeing, he's going to go to New York, and then he's going to go to Tennessee, he's going to go to Atlanta, and then he's going to, this next Monday. It's like, part of me thinks he is going to get hired before the week's done. The Giants are still the favorite, but a lot of people are saying, well, don't sleep on the Falcons. And, Tennessee is going to have all its cap space and Cam Ward. I don't know. It's funny. Like I should be like all excited about it, but now I'm starting to get a little fatigued. I'm just like, just go somewhere.
Just so go, yeah. Because he's going to be the first to be hired.
It certainly seems like a guy like John Harbaugh is the number one target for several teams. Mm-hmm. So there are multiple teams right now that need him to get high, whether it's with them or somewhere else, and then they're going to figure it out from there. But yeah, I'm ready just for a decision. Let's just make it happen. Whatever happens, and then we can move on with it. But it dawned on me, Rodney, that now with no Tomlin, no Harbaugh,
Yeah.
no Stefanski, Zach Taylor is now the longest tenured coach in the AFC North. And not only that, Zach Taylor is now the 5th longest tenured coach, period, in the National Football League.
Bravo. I mean, Marvin Lewis was there forever.
Just cheap-ass franchise.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm familiar with that in baseball.
Do you want to share your baseball thoughts real quick before we get to best bets?
Yeah, I mean, the St. Louis Cardinals news today trade Nolan Arenado, and I've been very vocal that Nolan Arenado is one of my favorites that's played in St. Louis. Now, he's not an Albert Pujols to me, but I loved him before he came to St. Louis. I always, when he was in Colorado, and these were during his like massive glory years, like he was great. And I'd always followed him. And I went to a Cardinals Rockies game when Arenado played for the Rockies, and he hit a moonshot. And so like loved Arenado. So I loved the deal when he came over. Thought it was a great deal for the Cardinals and still would make that trade. But now with them trading him today, it's like, now I'm just pissed off, irritated at how we got to this point that the Cardinals literally have to spend $54 million to eliminate 3 players in Nolan Arenado, Sonny Gray, and Wilson Contreras to save $54.5 million, right? That's basically what they did, and really got a few prospects. Today's deal, they didn't really get anybody. They got an 8th round pitcher who has some upside. He's got a really nice changeup. He throws pretty hard, but that's all they got. They spent $30-something million, sent Nolan Arenado packing, and picked up one guy. And mostly just irritated at how it got here. How did it get to this point that the Cardinals are this team that have never really done this rebuild in forever, and now here we are? That's just the irritating part.
It's almost like, you're so right, because like my entire lifetime, they've never been bad enough to where it's like, oh, they're going through a multi-year rebuild. They've always been able to stay competitive, and they deserve a lot of credit for that. But it's at the point now where it's like a franchise has no idea how to actually execute a rebuild. So they're doing it by trading veterans that are all, I would say all of them at this point are past their prime. Arenado especially. Yeah. But like, hey, so we're going to get rid of these guys. Yeah, sure. We'll also eat money, and also we don't need that high level of prospects. Like none of that is what you should do. Like you should say, okay, well, if we are going to eat all this money, then the prospects value needs to increase. And it seems just underwhelming all across the board. Yeah. Like ultimately it's better than holding on to them and just being a 78 win team. But yeah.
And today's move opens the door for JJ Weatherholt. Who, I don't know, like we never know how these prospects will be, but I mean, it's exciting to see a JJ Weatherholt Mason Wynn up the middle combination where, like, I know some people think, well, Mason Wynn, he's just going to be okay, and maybe he is, and maybe that's what he is. But like, if we see his growth and Weatherholt comes in and is one of the better middle infielders in the league, it's okay. Now we got some excitement building. But like, what's going to sell tickets for the Cardinals this year? Who's the name that's going to sell tickets? Is it Mason Wynn? I don't know. Like it's going to be.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that's.
I do not care how many people go through the turnstiles. That doesn't matter to me. I know we're going to talk about it all year because you're going to be like, hey, the Cardinals said 42,000, and there was. But like,
okay, well then maybe stop saying that they had 42,000 people there when they have 11,000. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't care how many. I want a competitive team, and they're not going to be competitive. Like I think you said it today. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they finished 5th in the National League.
I mean, they're not going to be better than the Cubs.
No.
They're not going to be better than the Brewers.
No.
I mean, the Reds, you never know with them, but at least right now, if you put their rosters together, I would say the Reds are comfortably ahead.
Agreed.
And I mean, Pirates. I mean, the Pirates have made moves this year. Like they got Brandon Lau from Tampa. They signed Ryan O'Hearn. They have the back-to-back Cy Young winner in leading their rotation. Like the Cardinals' rotation right now, Libator, I think, is their opening day starter. Matthew Libator and Dustin May and Palante, like those are their top three. Like that is maybe one of the. And I mean, you know, they're young guys, they could grow, but as of right now, like that is one of the weaker rotations in the sport. So, it's would it be surprising if they end up in fifth place? Like, I don't think they're going to be a 50 win team. Like, we're not talking Rockies or White Sox, but like, playoffs seems like it's going to be a little while.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously a little sad to see a Nolan Arenado no longer a Cardinal, but I hope he does well. He's got good career numbers in Arizona, and, you know, I hope he can finish his whatever he's got left in his career contending for playoffs and so on and so forth. I mean, Arizona's a team you never know. Like, they're in a tough division, but they can win games. I could see them getting in as a wild card. So, I mean, good luck. They went to the World Series, 3 years ago?
Yeah, 2023, they were in the World Series, and they've won 80-plus games 3 years in a row. I mean,
right.
Their biggest disadvantage is sharing a division with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
and to a lesser degree, the Padres and the Giants, and like that's the biggest disadvantage. But National League, man, National League always has teams that are able to get in the wild card mix. You know, this year it was the Reds. The year before it was the Marlins. Like, the Diamondbacks were a World Series team at 84 wins, so it happens for sure.
And one more thing on the National League West, like the Giants are already building towards being. I mean, they're getting better already, but like if they go get either Brendan Donovan or Nico Horner, which has been kind of the talk of maybe getting one of those two guys like that makes a pretty good infield for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about 4 teams. Maybe the Padres are the team left out because they kind of maybe are going the downhill slide. So that National League West is going to be interesting.
I don't understand. I know we're going to get to best bets for betting here. I do not understand the Cubs Nico Horner rumors.
Yeah.
So he has a year left. He has a year left. So this is going to be an expiring contract. So I get it from that regard, but like you signed Alex Bregman because you want to be able to win now, but like signing Alex Bregman and then immediately trading Nico Horner, in addition to like losing Kyle Tucker, that doesn't exactly make you a better baseball team. And I thought the goal was to be a better baseball team. So I was puzzled when I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Cub fan and you send Nico out and it looks like a cost-cutting deal, you've got to be furious.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, right? Like, are we trying to win or not here? So, yeah, I don't know. And maybe that was just a name. Maybe that's just a name to kind of keep the fire going. They're not actually going to trade it. I mean, maybe it's a comparison thing. Honestly, maybe the Cubs are trying to drive the price down on Brendan Donovan some to make sure the Cardinals don't give. I know. I'm sure there's a way that could happen, but I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know how serious they are. It was tweeted out today by some of the big names that San Francisco was pretty heavy on either one of those guys. So I still think Seattle's interested in Brendan Donovan, and so Seattle or San Francisco would be my top 2 right now for him.
All right. All right, let's get to our best bets for betting recap. So
how
Rodney
about no?
Yeah.
How about no?
Yeah.
How about we just not?
So going into the week, Rodney and I were tied. We were tied. This was a big week. What we decided to do is we decided to do a bet for each of the 6 wild card weekend games. Let's run with Rodney's first. So Rodney was big on the Rams. The Panthers only lost by 3, so that was an L. Rodney believed that the Bears season would end. It did not. He forgot all about the fourth quarter magic.
Devil magic. They have taken over the devil magic. I was explaining to my wife today about St. Louis Cardinal devil magic. I was giving her the rundown on that.
It was a thing. It's done now. It's definitely done now, but it was a thing.
I made it very clear to her that the devil magic has definitely ended for the Cardinals, but I did explain the devil magic today. So it has apparently gone south to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. It also, there's some of it in Pittsburgh the last several years with the Steelers, but it has a very firm expiration date, wild card weekend every year. But like regular season Black Devil Magic, like it's always the Steelers. Rodney did successfully nail the Bills, who took the lead with less than 2 minutes to go against the Jaguars. So dangerously close to losing there, but he did get the win. That said, he was very high on the Eagles. He picked them to go to the Super Bowl. He's been high on them all season, despite everyone telling him that they weren't that good. He was very high on the Chargers, proving that the Patriots were frauds. They were not. And then lastly, he and I kind of did the same thing here. Was all over the Steelers, Monday Night Football. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers never lose Monday Night Football. Well, they didn't score a touchdown. They lost 30-6. So that is a 1-5 weekend that puts you at 48-53. Oof.
That's not very good.
No. Let's see how Tim did. So Tim, oh wow, look at that. Panthers plus 10.5, easy win. Oh wow, look at that. Bears plus 1.5, easy win. No doubt. Never a doubt. I mean, come on, man. Come on. We all knew it. I chickened out here. I did do the over under, and I lost by half a point. It was 51 points. 51 points. And this is why Vegas is rich and you were not. The Eagles. All right. I'll admit here with the Eagles, there's a little bit of like reverse psychology. Like I was just going to be like, congrats to the Eagles. Like just because I just wanted them so desperately to lose. So I'm very happy to give myself the L here. I'm also very happy to give myself the win on the Patriots, a comfortable victory over the Chargers. And then, Steelers. I believed in Mike Tomlin. So it started off promising. I ended up going 3-3 though. So I picked up 2 games and now I'm 50-51. So I have a 2-game lead on Rodney going into the divisional weekend. So good stuff. Good stuff, man. And congratulations on your Bills, by the way. I'm glad that they were able to save you from just a horrifying weekend.
Yeah, not great. It was, really the other one that was close could have been Bears Packers. Like that could have obviously gone my way, but the others weren't really even close.
No. I'm so glad I never have to talk about the Eagles again. Like, God, they're a hard team to watch. Like, I was watching the two. Like, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, it's so nice to not have to watch the Eagles play football. It's so nice to not have to watch the Steelers play football. Like, last night, I'm sitting there, I was like, I never want to watch this team play football again. Like, I hate watching the Pittsburgh Steelers play football. So I was very happy with the results from last night. All right, let's do our Mount Rushmore. This is episode 121, which means that we are putting together a Mount Rushmore, the 4 greatest athletes of all time, in our opinion, to wear the number 21, to have their faces carved on the mountain in our dreams.
And you've done a lot of the heavy work for this one. So I'm going to let you kind of lead the way here and guide me.
Well, I have. So there's 2 in the NFL that stand out. One of them is Deion Sanders, primetime.
Pretty good.
And then the other one who might actually be my favorite non-giant football player of all time. And that's LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, LT. Yeah.
Loved LaDainian Tomlinson. He is my generation's Barry Sanders. And he's awesome. I would love LT to be on the Mount Rushmore.
So Deion and LT, good start. All right.
That's pretty solid. And we can decide if we want to do one per sport here, because we do have options. Baseball, I could tell you. So there's 3 that come to mind. So Warren Spahn, but that's a little old for us. But 2, there's Roger Clemens, wore number 21 with the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. and then Roberto Clemente, who wore it for his 18 years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So,
I'm
where do you have a
going
lean there?
I'm going Clemente because I think Clemens was a jackass.
I think Clemente that came to my mind before Clemens, and plus I think Clemens is a Yankee anyway. All right, NBA immediately. Tim Duncan comes to mind. Kevin Garnett, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
like KG, yeah, with the Timberwolves, but yeah, I think Tim Duncan 21. Your boy, the process, Joel Embiid is number 21, but
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
not in.
think Troel is going to beat Tim Duncan.
I mean, no, you're not. No, I mean, no. I mean, if you're not going to get Kevin Garnett in, Joel Embiid doesn't deserve to get in.
Yeah, just seeing if there was like any obvious horrifying omissions for NBA. Yeah, I don't think so. So yeah, I think it's Tim Duncan for. Dominique Wilkins was 21 too. I mean, Dominique
That's
Wilkins is
right. I mean, so you're
Hall
going to
of
have
Famer.
Dominique Wilkins and Kevin Garnett not making the
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. So right now, as it stands, if we did one per sport, it would be LaDainian Tomlinson, Roberto Clemente, Tim Duncan, and then NHL. There's a couple. There's Stan Mikita from the Blackhawks, but I think the best one that I found was Peter Forsberg.
Pretty good.
Pretty good player.
Pretty good
Pretty
player.
good player.
I mean, yeah.
Peter
I mean,
Forsberg.
I think each of those deserve. So we could do one from each sport. But boy, we're not even putting primetime on this. Primetime,
I mean,
the big ticket.
we could ditch Forsberg and go with Dion or KG.
I mean, if you had to pick between Deion Sanders and Kevin Garnett, who are you picking?
So I think I would, as crazy as it sounds, I think I'm going to put Deion Sanders there because KG KG also changed and is number 5 with the Boston Celtics.
I like Kevin Garnett more than I like Deion Sanders, but I think Deion Sanders' career probably deserves it over Kevin Garnett. And you're right, like he did change his number, and we've kind of docked points on that a little bit. The change in your number mid-career. So I'm okay with it. I always liked Kevin Garnett. I saw Kevin Garnett play in high school. I was obviously younger than that. Not a whole lot younger. A few years younger than Kevin Garnett. And he was incredible in high school. But he had a teammate that was even more incredible than he was. I don't know if you've heard the Ronnie Field story, but basically he got injured in a car accident and didn't end up playing anymore. But those two players on the same high school team, not fair. It was not fair.
And that was when he was still like up in Chicago because he transferred to Farragut.
He started
Christian
in South
Academy.
Carolina. And he transferred to Chicago. So right. It was his senior year. Just for his senior year, he went to Chicago Farragut.
Yeah. So I mean, you have such a deep personal connection to Kevin Garnett. Now I'm starting to feel like we should put him on the Mount Rushmore because that was a
I'm
great story.
Good with Deion. I'm good with the prime time. But if we're using Deion's coaching career, he may get docked.
I don't think we are though.
No, we're not because he doesn't wear a 21.
No. Okay, so then that would be LaDainian Tomlinson, Deion Sanders, Roberto Clemente, and Tim Duncan.
Pretty good.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, one of the
better
ones we've had. I mean, that's 4.
That's leaving KG off. That's leaving Wilkins off. That's leaving Roger Clemens off. Like that's tough. Yeah. That's a tough Mount Rushmore.
That's tough. But, that's a good one. And leaving Philip Forsberg off.
Peter Forsberg
or Peter Philip. Yeah, same thing. Peter Philip.
Yeah, it's all hockey. It's all Swedish. I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. Couple reminders. Well, first of all, congratulations. So, who is it that won our Bears trivia question?
There he is, right there, Chad with Mushin Muhammad. The question was, who was the last Chicago Bears player to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl? That was the 2007 Mushin Muhammad from Rex Grossman. The first touchdown that game was Devin Hester. That was the second one, Mushin Muhammad.
I did look up the box score from that game. So were you aware that there were 8 turnovers in that game.
Oops. Nope. Not aware. I mean, I know the Bears didn't play real well.
The Bears had 5 turnovers, so they had 3 lost fumbles, and Rex Grossman had 2 interceptions.
Oops.
And then the Colts had 2 lost fumbles, and Peyton threw 1 interception. I mean, yeah, pretty gross game, honestly. The second half had 1 touchdown, and it was a interception. It was a pick 6 that Grossman threw early on in the fourth quarter. The game had 3 touchdowns in the first 10 minutes, and then 1 more offensive touchdown after that. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Ugly game, but that was the local game because Chicago, Indianapolis, both local teams. I remember that one pretty well. Were you?
And that was 6. Yeah, that was before the Giants' first Super Bowl against. So I would have been in that Super Bowl. I was in 8th grade.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I remember it was in Miami. It was raining. I think that was the Prince Super Bowl, right?
I think so. Yeah. But I just, because you haven't seen Bears Mania, I'm just warning you, if they win this Sunday, it's going to get wild.
I mean, I know it will here. I don't know. I don't know if if it's Bears 49ers, if it's the Bears and the 49ers, I cannot be convinced by you that the Bears have a larger fan base nationally than the San Francisco 49ers. When you think about the 49ers history. Look at any stadium that the 49ers are visitors at, and look at the crowd.
But they would obviously they would have a bigger fan base in Seattle.
Yeah, I would say nationally, yes, there's more Bears fans than Seahawks fans, but I would say absolutely not for 49ers. I would say like 49ers, Cowboys, and Steelers are like the 3 teams that they're just like there's fans everywhere. And
then Packers.
Yeah, but like second tier behind those 3.
Yeah. No, but it's going to be nuts. It's going to, and it makes it interesting. Makes it interesting here locally, and I mean there are a lot of national Bears fans, so we'll see. But that's coming up Sunday. We can talk more about that on Thursday.
Yeah. All right. So a couple of reminders real quick. You can follow us at Stupid Sports Show on Twitter. All 121 episodes, including the one tonight, will be available on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, anywhere you get your podcasts. You could like and subscribe, get notified whenever new episodes drop. And as we've mentioned a couple times already, we're officially a Thursday night show in addition to the Tuesday night show. So we're now Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. So no more Friday morning. So next time you hear from us will be Thursday night. We will give full previews of all the divisional games. We'll have new best bets for betting. Maybe we'll have a coaching hire or 2 to talk about by that time. We'll see. It would have been over a week since Black Friday or Black Monday. And normally, like, this is around the time that teams start to think about making hires. So we'll see what happens there. But all right, Rodney, any final thoughts?
Nope. Looking forward to Thursday night show, and with the NFL playoffs and the college football championship, that'll be the agenda. And if any other head coaches or baseball trades get done, we'll bring it to you.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get out of here. He's Rodney Newpel. I'm Tim Chipper Van Stratton. This has been another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpel and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.